Hi, I'm Tucker Balch, and this is Computational Investing Part 1. This is our third module, and in this module we're going to look at the mechanics of the markets. We need to understand this computationally in order to think about how we're going to apply computing to trading in the markets. So the objectives for this module are to understand different sorts of orders that you can make that go to the exchanges and get executed there. There's an important concept called the order book that relates to how essentially the mechanics at the exchange of how trades occur. We'll talk about how market orders can drive the price up or down, make that a little bit more clear. Talk about the basic infrastructure of an exchange, how orders come in, say, from a broker and how they're processed by the exchange. And finally, we'll cover the major computational components of a hedge fund and how those relate to and connect to an exchange. Okay, let's start first with orders. So here you are at your computer, and you're considering to order some stock, and you want to fire off an order to your broker. Now, first of all, you can't trade directly on a major exchange. Let's say this is New York Stock Exchange over here. You have to go through a broker to do that. So here's your broker. And to make an order, you need to specify 5 things. First of all, what's the symbol or the name of the equity that you want to trade? You need to specify whether you want to buy it or sell it. That's obvious. There's something a little more subtle here, whether it's a market order or a limit order. Market order means I'll take whatever price is available. Limit order means, in the case of buying, it's a maximum. You don't want to pay any more than a certain amount. Limit order, if you're selling, is I don't want to sell it for any less than a certain amount. And I advise, whenever possible, that you use limit orders because oftentimes things move to your disadvantage in the case of a market order. Of course, you need to specify how many shares, and if it's a limit order, what price you're willing to take. So let's say you want to buy some IBM stock. Your order would say IBM, buy, let's say you're making a market order. You want to get 100 shares, and of course the price doesn't matter in the case of a market order. Your order goes to your broker, and your broker packages it up, sends it to their computer, which is on the exchange. Now the exchange includes many computers that are all interconnected via internet within the exchange, and your broker's computer on the exchange takes that order, makes it available on the exchange, and it gets executed. So let's look in a little more detail on how that happens. There's this important concept called an order book, and it's like you can think of it like a big blackboard at the exchange where people post how many shares they want to buy or sell and at what price. So the ask prices represent what people would like to sell their shares for, and the bid prices are what people are willing to pay for the shares. So in this case, let's consider maybe that this is IBM again. There are 1,000 shares available that I should say people are willing to buy 1,000 shares at. I'm sorry, people are willing to sell. There are 1,000 shares available for sale at $100. The problem is the most that anybody is willing to pay right now is $99.95. So there's this gap between the lowest anybody's willing to sell and the most anybody's willing to pay is called the spread. Usually for very liquid assets like say IBM or Apple, this spread is just a few cents. But for some equities that don't trade very often, you may see a larger spread. Anyways, all of these represent limit orders. If you say this is what the order book was, and you say, I'm willing to sell my 200 shares of my IBM stock at $100.10, then your order comes from your broker through to the exchange. You're willing to sell for as low as $100.10. Well, your shares get added here in the order book. Now there's 200 shares available at that price. Okay, the order book remains static and no trades really happen until one of two things occurs. Let's say someone here who wants to buy IBM, they see their order isn't getting executed. They think the price might be going up. So what they do is they say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and make an offer at $100. This is called crossing the spread. Now, all of a sudden, 100 shares of those get taken. There's only 900 left. That's one thing that can happen. Then a trade gets executed. You see it on Yahoo Finance. Boom, a little blink means something happened. Another thing that can occur is a market order comes in. Let's suppose a market order to buy comes in. 100 shares. Okay, we come in. The lowest available is at $100. You get 100 of those shares, so now there's only 900 left. Those are your 100, and the order book changes because of that market order. What if an order came in, say, for 1,100 shares? What happens? Well, you get all of these 1,000 at $100, and then you get 100 of these at $100.05. So your aggregate price, what you ended up paying, is a little bit more than 100, and up towards $100.05. This is how market orders drive prices up if there's lots of buying, and how they drive prices down if there's lots of selling. The opposite thing happens if you sell. Now, this particular order book, look, there's lots of folks here interested to sell. This is the sell side. Not so many people willing to buy. So if a market order to sell 1,000, well, let's just say 200 shares came in, a market order to sell 200 shares, 100 would get eaten up at this price, then we'd drop down to this price even lower, and the final 50 would get sold at that price. So the aggregate price drops significantly quickly. So that's the order book and how market orders affect prices. Let me show you real quick what this looks like live on the on a live trading system. If you have a broker, an online broker that you trade with, you can often see these bid and ask prices changing dynamically. These are the prices for Apple. Unfortunately, we got that thing in the way. Okay, so the highest bid is $654.08. The lowest ask is $654.50. So there's a spread of 20 or 30 cents in there, and it's changing as each order gets executed. It's moving up and down. These are the exchanges that those orders are occurring on. Okay, we'll delve into a little bit more of these details in the next video. Thanks very much, and I'll see you later.